Hi, I'm the Recruiting Maven and welcome back to my channel. So today's topic of conversation is one of really recreating your career within the fourth industrial revolution. And when I say that, I mean that, things are changing with blockchain, artificial intelligence, and robots, and the initial expected figures are anywhere between 5 to 9% unemployment within the next 3 to 5 years. And again, that has nothing, and I've spoken about this in other videos, but it has nothing to do with the political landscape, although that is part of the formula in the upcoming unemployment, but it really isn't driven by political anything. It is really driven by the fact that algorithms are going to really be dominating our workforce in a very large way. As a matter of fact, 40% of AI will be responsible for and be used in all types of industry by 2021, which is really just right around the corner. So with that said, I just want to say a quick thank you for those of you who like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I deeply appreciate your kind support. And for those of you who are new to my channel, I do have an ever-growing playlist with career tips and advice for you. And for those of you who are looking for more a one-on-one career coaching type of scenario, then do check out the description box below for all the details. So just moving on to today's topic of conversation, I just wanted to share a little bit about myself because, it's easy to always say, well, let me give you, how to fix your problems, or you're not doing this right, or, that kind of a stance, which I particularly don't like that. And so just learning from my own experience, and hopefully that you will get something out of it. I started out seeing my entire family build their own businesses. Rarely was the person that worked a corporate job. And if they did initially, because we were immigrants, then what happened next was they wanted to have their own business. So that role model of success in the corporate American environment was just not something that I was accustomed to seeing. And so for me, that landscape wasn't really necessarily always an option for me. I've always been very creative, very independent, and corporate America doesn't really shine too much to a lot of creativity and independence. And they want that, but they don't want to hire that necessarily. And if they do hire that, they want you to confine or conform to, their criteria. And of course that makes sense, right? So for me, I, just had all these entrepreneurs running around my entire life that I saw as role models. And that was the environment I grew up in. And so, as I started working, I was very unsatisfied, and I certainly did a couple of corporate jobs, and then the government of Spain came knocking at my door, and I became their lead event planner for the U.S. And any event that was coming into the U.S. from Spain, then I would handle that as well. So, and of course that would have to be in line with our particular line of industry, which was taking U.S. manufacturers into Spain and, helping them grow there. So with that said, my abilities really of that networking that I had built over the years of multitasking, being really, really creative, just really came into play when, I actually started my little event planning business. And I think it was about year 4 then, a Fortune 100 company came knocking at my door and said, we really like to make you an offer you can't refuse. And it was a 6-figure offer. And so I didn't refuse. And the only thing is that I don't think from my end I was necessarily prepared for that. However, I found it very valuable, and I fell in love with recruitment at that point, and getting into really a second career for my life. And I thought that was, I guess some people would just have issues with that across the board. And for me, I was jumping at the chance of a new opportunity of doing something completely different and out of my comfort zone, which I know you always hear most people are running away from that. It's such a scary thing, but you know, I felt very confident in myself. You know, I think had I been in my 20s, you know, and I'm not singling out any age group, but I think for me in my 20s, I don't think I would have that confidence to make such a large leap and survive because it was definitely challenging pretty much every day. So with that said, it became such a, I don't know, such a passion for me to help others, and that was really the driving force of why I became a recruiter and why I stuck with it, that I saw the potential, the possibilities of being more and doing more for others. And I specialize in the Hispanic marketing division of that company, and for me it was really about helping people. And once I got into that career, I just wanted to move forward, and being such a creative person, it was just, I always felt that it was never enough, and then I wanted more and more and more. And it really wasn't all necessarily about money. It was about personal and career growth. And so that became a real challenge, because sometimes those things are not available in a particular job. So having to really recreate myself several times over the last 7.5 years in the industry has, for me at least, has been very rewarding. And you know, I just love a good challenge. And so, you know, looking to the fourth industrial revolution and knowing that a lot of my peers will be cut because, you know, really won't have a job because of artificial intelligence. They can source better than, you know, a lot of other, you know, new recruiters. And sourcing isn't a lot of fun, let me just say. I mean, it's so time consuming. And so in lots of ways one can argue over the fact that, sorry, my gardener just got here. So one can argue over the fact that, you know, AI has taken over some of the more drudgery type of, yeah, that's really annoying, that sound. So I'm really sorry about that. But the drudgery of the everyday kind of stuff that, you know, that recruiters do. And so that in and of itself isn't necessarily a negative. It could definitely be a positive, right? But again, I think that there'll definitely be a thinning out of the ranks in the next several years. I think that the human touch is always going to be needed, because ultimately, how are you going to fit into a group, into a team? You know, it's really going to be a one-on-one type of situation, as opposed to, you know, an algorithm judging your personality. I mean, they certainly can do that, and I'm sure they'll get even better at doing that. But again, I think that human touch is going to really still be needed in that in my industry. However, understanding that, what I have done is I've created my vlog because I wanted to expand. I wanted to continuously grow, as I've mentioned. And so for me, it was important to do other things, and not just for myself, but for others. So when I bring you various topics of conversation, and it's not all about how to write your resume, which I've done a vlog on that, so if you're interested, I will put it up there for you to check out. But again, it's more than that for me. It's about providing you with solutions and ideas on how to recreate yourself, because the one thing that I do know for sure is that we are going to have to constantly recreate ourselves. You know, if you're starting your career now, at this very moment, you're graduating this year from university or even high school, that your level of commitment to yourself and to growing yourself is going to be crucial to really ultimately your success in life and what you're going to be earning. So that entrepreneurial type of mentality is, I think, is so key to your success ultimately in that fourth industrial revolution. And I don't think that a lot of people are talking about it, and I don't think a lot of people are aware or giving it enough weight within the context of their careers, that, you know, it worries me. And so again, I've recreated myself in this vlog really for you, to inform you, because again, and I've mentioned this in the past, the media is not doing a very good job of it. Yes, you can see Atlas performing these wonderful backflips, and Boston Dynamics has done a phenomenal job of creating this robot, and it's not something that was just recently created. It's been around for many, many, many years. So, you know, it bothers me that there's not enough awareness. We can talk about algorithms, we can talk about robots, but how does that relate to you? Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's saying, hey, have you thought about becoming a vlogger? Hey, have you thought about tapping into your more creative side, or even what is not considered creative side? So maybe you don't paint, or you don't do poetry, or those types of things, but maybe you have other talents that you could certainly tap into and essentially make a job for yourself in this new economy that will be really revealing itself very, very soon. And again, you know, we use AI every single day. If you use Siri, if you use Waze, if you use Google Maps, if you are opening your door, your garage door with an app, that's AI. It's an everyday kind of thing, AI and IoT, the Internet of Things, that communication piece between machine, you know, and app, and that sort of thing that's happening every single day, but we're just sort of walking sort of almost in a daze, if you will, and we're just not aware of the repercussions of all that technology in our daily lives, especially in our careers. So I found it really more of a mission, a work of love, my own contribution to society, to say, hey, look, you know, I'd like to be a resource for you and people that you may know, to, you know, get in touch with me and perhaps build groups, and so, whether they're support groups or, you know, a lot of other things that that may be of value. And I'm still growing, so I don't have all the answers at the moment, but I am working on a few items in the background, of course, to bring to you. And so I find that my career has taken an even greater meaning as a recruiter, and not just as a recruiter, but someone that genuinely cares about what's going to happen to your career. And so I do appreciate your time, and I would love to hear your comments below. And you know, your opinions do matter to me, and I know a lot of you direct message me a lot of times because you don't want to you don't want to be found out what you said, but and not that it's bad, but it's just I understand the delicacy of the situation sometimes when you're in a particular role, or you know, you just really want to speak your mind, and you may not think it's prudent to do so publicly. So, but I do appreciate your time and your comments, and you know, I do get back to you. So anyway, hopefully you got something out of this, and I just so appreciate your time for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel, and I deeply appreciate your time. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care. Have a great day.